In Mastercam 2019, we have added 3 functions to the Model Prep tab: Align to Plane, Align to Face, and Align to Z. With Align to Plane, you can quickly prepare a solid body for machining by positioning it in line with a specific plane. Simply choose the top face and an edge on the solid that you want to align. In this demonstration, we will align the bottom front edge of the stamp to the top plane so that it aligns to the table. Once you have selected the top face and edge of the solid, select the Transform to Plane option in the Function panel and choose the plane. The preview lets you see how the stamp will align to the table. Select from one of the 10 origin points to anchor your solid. In this demonstration, we will use this origin to center the bottom of the stamp to the top of the table. To save the transformation, click OK. If you need to include additional geometry when transforming a solid to a plane, use the Additional Geometry option to select wireframe and other entities. In this example, we will include wireframe geometry when we move the solid. Follow the same selection procedure to select the solid, and then click Select to return to the graphics window for the additional geometry. We will use a quick mask to quickly select the wireframe. Click OK to finish the transformation. The Align to Plane function makes it easy to create a new working coordinate system from a solid, so you can align solids to entities that must remain in a particular orientation. This time, we will first create a custom WCS from the solid and set its origin at the bottom center of the part. In a new operation, we will align the table to the new WCS. Select the top face and the front edge of the machine table. Select the Transform to Plane option to align the table to the WCS you just created. Set the origin so the preview shows that the table is appropriately positioned. Click OK to finish the transformation. Align to Face is a renamed and more powerful version of the Position function, which was introduced in Mastercam X9. As in the previous version of this function, you can still easily mate the selected faces of 2 solids, like we see here. The latest version of Align to Face now lets you not only mate faces, but also quickly align the edges of the solids that you mate. In this demonstration, we will align an edge of the solid we are moving so that it is parallel to another selected edge on our target body. After selecting the face on the solid that will be moved, Mastercam prompts you to create a reference edge. Notice how the x-axis of the gnomon aligns to this reference edge. In a similar fashion, Mastercam prompts you to select a face and then a reference edge on the target body. The preview lets you see how the reference edges will align parallel to each other when the selected faces are mated. Click OK to finish the transformation. Previously known as Align Solid Body, you can now find the Align to Z function on both the Turning tab and in the Model Prep tab in the Layout group. Continue to use this function to move or align a solid body to the Z-axis of a selected C-plane. Select a cylindrical face or an edge of a solid body and either create a custom WCS or transform the solid body to the Z-axis of a selected plane, like we do here. In this case, we will need to reverse the Z orientation of the solid. Align to Z is particularly useful when mounting a solid into a lathe chuck. New in Mastercam 2019 is the ability to select additional entities to move with the solid. If you need to include additional geometry along with the solid, use the Additional Geometry option to select wireframe and other entities. In this example, we will include wireframe geometry when we move the solid. Follow the same selection procedure to select the solid, and then click Select to return to the graphics window for the additional geometry. Use a quick mask to quickly select the wireframe. Click OK to complete the transformation. The new Align functions in the Model Prep tab, Align to Plane, Align to Face, and Align to Z, help you easily and accurately transform your solids.